Look at you, back at it again. Scrolling on your Instagram For You page. Scrolling through reels. Oh, a 15-year-old has just benched 4 plates. Nice. I still can't bench 100 kg. Next reel, a 17-year-old just squatted 300 kg. Next reel, powerlifter, world record deadlift. It's frustrating. You know, you're starting to actually make progress in your fitness journey. You know, you've maybe benched 1 plate for the first time, which is insane. It's great progress, right? And then you go on your feed and you instantly get outshined by people that are training better than you, that maybe are younger than you, or even, the worst case, someone that you know. Someone that you know is making faster progress than you, looking better than you, and you're like, what the fuck? Why are they making so much quicker progress than me? They go gym half the time that I go to, but they seem to get away with it. And I can understand it being frustrating. You can feel discouraged because maybe your genetics aren't tip top. Now, this is going to be a very, very specific video on how to deal with not having elite genetics. But I want to make this extreme caveat in the intro to this video. I'm not letting you use this as an excuse. Don't turn into one of those people that's like, oh, I can't build my dream physique because I haven't got elite genetics, or I can't do this and I can't do that because I haven't got elite genetics. Stop being a whiny little loser. Please, for 1 second, right? I'm not going to let you use this as an excuse, because there's a fine line to this. There's a fine line where you have to deal with not having elite genetics, but not let it use it as an excuse. And sat somewhere in the middle, that's exactly where you want to be. Because on one side, you've got using the excuse, using your genetics, saying, I can't build a good physique because my genetics are trash. Not going to help you in any way, shape or form. Not going to build a good physique thinking like that, and you're going to never achieve your goals. On the other side, you're watching people do insane things and younger than you, and now you're feeling bad because you're unable to do the same thing. But in reality, they just got very lucky, or started training very early, and they were very lucky with the amount of strength that they hold, and it's insane that they have these world records. Props to them. They probably work really hard as well. But you can work harder or as hard as them and you cannot lift that weight, so it's unrealistic and unfair for you to compare yourself to these people because they have the elite genetics. I get this all the time, right? I always have these thoughts in work, and it's probably because I'm not allowed on my phone, and you know, I'm like letting my thoughts sit with me, for example. And I always think about, like, I've visualized the last reel that I've seen. It's like a 16-year-old who's jacked, and he was more jacked than I was at 16, and you know, all these sort of stuff, or this guy that can lift more heavyweight than me and he's like a year younger than me, and it's a bit like annoying, right? Because you want to be the best. You want to be someone that's, this is the curse of being ambitious. You want to be the very, very, very best. And you've got to learn that there's always a bigger fish out there. There's always someone bigger than you, someone who's made more progress than you. And it always plagued me. I always let it get to me. I was like, oh, it's my training that's wrong. It's my, oh, it's this, it's that. I'm not doing this right. And in some cases that can be good, right? Some cases that can be good. You're looking at someone and then you improve your training off of that. But it's when it's like unfair comparison, if that makes sense. Like I seen a 15-year-old, like I think it's this Asian guy who like benched 4 plates. And I was like, what the fuck? I can bench like 115 kilo at 18, which I think is still pretty impressive, but it's nowhere near that amount of strength. And I trained and worked very, very hard, almost as hard as I possibly could have over my 3.5-year fitness journey, and I still am nowhere near that point. So it's clearly a point of genetics, and I'm still letting myself get upset at that, you know, when clearly that's a stupid way to think about it. And now I'm feeling discouraged, questioning my training, becoming more inconsistent because of these thoughts. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to not be that. So you see how it's a fine line? So don't do both. If you feel like you're in the exact same specific position as me, follow this advice. 1, I still want you to understand that you will achieve your dream physique. Let me get this point across. Anyone that puts enough work in, like dedicates their life, is serious enough about this journey, following the advice that, you know, a very, very intellectual influencer knows about, right? Clearly not biased whatsoever. Like, subscribe. You will still achieve your dream physique. And this is the point. This is why I sell my course, first link in the description. This is why I provide all this information to you, because I don't want knowledge to be the barrier between you and achieving the dream physique. And I'm just passing on all the lessons I've learned. And when you learn valuable lessons like that, when you put in the work, you will achieve your dream physique no matter what. It is possible for anyone who tries. And it goes back to this whole thing of like believing you could do whatever you think you can do. And most people have limiting beliefs that cause them to believe that they can't do it for reasons that are unknown, X, Y, and Z. And I think it's bullshit. I think you can achieve whatever you set your mind to as long as you work hard enough. I think the universe is very, very, very fair with that sort of stuff. And you may have to do it for a long period of time and get no results back and be very consistent, during that period, even though you're getting nothing back for it. You may get no success for months and months and months. You may get no money from it for months and months and months and months, but I think if you are eventually consistent enough, put in the hard work, despite what you're getting in return, despite how long it takes, you will achieve the results that you want. So, when you are feeling discouraged, when you are questioning your training because, someone with elite genetics is better than you, your friend's building more muscle than you even though he's training half the time as you and doesn't take his diet seriously, I just want you to know you will get to your end goal eventually. And the funny thing is that doesn't mean you can stop putting in the hard work either. Putting in that hard work is going to compound good habits. And what that basically means is over the next few years, over the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years, compared to that person that you may look at and think, you know what, he doesn't even train properly, doesn't even eat well, he'll fall off in a year. He'll fall off in 2 years, even with the advantage of the genetics and stuff like that, because his habits aren't in check. Genetics aren't everything, because if they were, that means as soon as you're born, there's no point working towards anything. There'd be no rags to riches stories, because genetics decide everything. They don't. And you need to take control of your genetics and not let your genetics control you. Stop letting your genetics control all of your thought process, your mind, how you feel, and just think, you know what, despite these genetics, I'm going to still do really fucking well. And I just want you to know it is possible. It is possible for you to achieve your dream physique by literally just working hard enough. And then your story and transformation is going to be even better, and you're going to inspire more people. So I think you can do exactly whatever you set your mind to. This is why my product is so universal. This is why I literally suggest it to anyone, because I believe anyone can do it. I believe anyone can do it. Because you can. So stop being a victim to your genetics. The reason also why is because you keep setting time limits on things. You see everything on social media and it's like, oh my God, I did this in 2 years, I did this in 3 years. And because you're setting time limits on things and you're not achieving it as quickly, you're now getting insecure, right? And I'm a victim to this. I say I've achieved this in 3, 4 years or whatever. And that's just to emphasize my credibility. But just understand that it might not be that quick for you. You might do it quicker, and hopefully you do it quicker if you learn from the lessons that I'm teaching and the mistakes that I've made. That's my goal, to make you achieve it quicker. But you might not. It just might be the case. You just might be one of those people that don't put on muscle very, very quickly. But again, understand that you are still going to be able to achieve your dream physique. And when you put time limits on things, it actually stops you from... That's why you feel insecure. And just stop putting time limits on things. It's that simple. That's the only solution I can give you. Instead of thinking, I need to achieve this dream physique in like 3 years, just think, you know what? Me in the future will have this dream physique. And there's a difference between having a time limit and having a goal. When you have a goal, that's something to strive towards, and you want to achieve this in 6 months, 12 months, it's very realistic. So for me, for example, I want to achieve 120 kg bench press by the end of the year. I was benching 100 kg like halfway through the year. Now I want to bench 120 by the end of the year. I felt like that was a pretty reasonable amount to be able to improve my bench press, considering I'm not a power lifter. I'm just a bodybuilder. I don't fantasize about increasing my squat, bench and deadlift every single session or anything like that. I just train for aesthetics, size, muscle or whatever. I don't train for strength really. And it was reasonable. The whole point was my goal was reasonable. When you're comparing yourselves and when you're, having a time limit on things, that might not be reasonable for you. That might be unrealistic. And when then you inevitably don't achieve that goal, it can be very discouraging. So, again, set goals, but don't put a time limit on how you will achieve your dream physique, because I don't know, you don't know. It might happen faster, it might happen quicker. But again, when people put time limits on things or say, I did this at 16, it can make you feel very, very insecure because you haven't done that. But sometimes your genetics just don't allow you to do that. So you need to understand that, detach away from the time limit. Just say, you know what? Time limit, doesn't matter. I'm going to achieve my dream physique when I am older, when I'm in the future. Doesn't matter how long it takes me, doesn't matter if I'm faster or slower than other people, I'm doing it for me. It's going to improve my life. And that's how I want you to think about it. The reason why I give a time limit on mine is because I've already done it, and it actually gives me some credibility, because I obviously provide a product that teaches teenagers how to build a dream physique, and I was able to build my dream physique whilst being a teenager, so it obviously provides relatability and credibility. But you don't have to do that. If you're not trying to sell something, if you've not done it already, then don't do that. Just think, I'm going to achieve a good physique. And hopefully, with the advice that I give, you can do it so much quicker. As long as you're making progress and achieving progressive overload, that's all you need to care about, genuinely. When you are caring about your genetics and you're like, I'm not as big as this guy, I'm not as big as that guy, then you start to question your own training. And you start to think, you know what, my training isn't working. I'm not as big as him, so my training isn't working. And that's really fucking stupid. As long as the weight's going up, as long as the reps are going up, as long as the form's increasing, as long as you're achieving progressive overload, your training is working. So let's say you get a training workout from my course down in the description or from anywhere, or you make your own, right? And you're sticking to that and the weight's going up, but you're still thinking, I'm not as big as that guy. Unfortunately, muscle building is a very slow process for everyone, or for 99% of people. And some it's faster for some it's slower for some. There's so many factors that go into it. But you could both train very, very well, or you can actually train better than someone else, and they could just grow more muscle than you faster. It is just the case. We're all different. It's just how it works. So don't let someone else be bigger than you discourage you away from your training. If you're making progressive overload, if you are doing correct exercises with correct form, you've got nothing to worry about. Your training is working. So stop flip-flopping from training program to training program to training program. Stick with the one that you're working that's actually allowing you to achieve progressive overload, and you will build your dream physique. Just a little side tip: when you just hone into one training workout and just try and get as strong as possible on the exercises that you've chosen, you'll make far more progress than flip-flopping from different training program to different training program. I promise you that. So pick one, stick to one, and just fucking make progress in that area. That's what I talk about in my course. It's a separate module, picking and sticking to it, because that's what's going to allow you to project you forward, despite your poor genetics or not elite genetics. Secondly, competition versus unfair comparison. Now, I think competition is very healthy. Super, super healthy. When you have a training partner with someone similar to you, when you compete with them, I want to bench 100 kg before you, I want to do this before you, I want to get a vein in my bicep before you. It's very, very fun and very, very encouraging. When it's friendly competition like that with your mate, you're going to push each other harder. You're going to train harder. You're going to have more intensity. And that's all the things that are super, super valuable. You're going to take every piece of advice that I give you on board, right? And that's going to allow you to project yourself so much further. That's why in the community down in the description, there's a community. That's the point. There's a community of people that are like-minded, so you can actually find that training partner, find that competition, because I think it's so valuable for people that are looking to train and build their physiques and change their lives. It's super, super valuable, but it's unfair comparison that you're confusing competition with. You're picking someone off social media that may have trained longer than you, that may have better genetics, that may be much more stronger than you. My editing software just started playing in the background, so if you can hear that, just ignore that, it's fine. They may be training longer than you. They may be so much further ahead in the journey than you, and you're comparing to them. Even though that's completely unfair. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know if they're taking steroids. You don't know them personally. And that's what you're confusing, competition and unfair comparison. And you typically have unfair comparison through social media. So the one thing that I've got for you, I have to lean forward for this one. Stop using social media. Limit your social media use. Let me say that again. Limiting your social media use will stop you from worrying about your genetics ever again. Because it's when you scroll through Instagram, it's when you scroll through TikTok that you see the people that are better than you. You see the people that have been they could be lying about their steroid accusations, whatever it may be. Right? And then you're being like, oh my god, he's bigger than me, so my training's not working, this and that. Then it causes you to just break down your entire training program that was actually working really well for you. It's unfair comparison that kills you. Get competition from someone that you trust, someone that's nearby, a training partner or a friend. Because you know them inside out. You know they're not lying about taking steroids. You know they're similar growth to you. You know they're on a similar path. You're both pushing each other forward. And it's in real life, it's more real. Rather than looking for an unfair comparison. Maybe you compare yourself to me, and if you've just started training, that is just simply unfair. I'm sorry, I have to sound like a dickhead here. I am more experienced. I am more, what's the word? I'm better than you at this. That's why I'm teaching you, right? Obviously, the mentor is better than the mentee. That's the point. And I'm not being arrogant here, I'm just saying the truth. So maybe you comparing yourself to me is a bit unfair. Maybe compare yourself to someone that's been training for 3-6 months, and you can battle each other and then build your way up, and then eventually 5, 6, 8 years down the line, you get to a level where then you can compare yourself to me, and you'll still fucking lose, motherfucker. So I wouldn't, right? Avoid unfair comparison, because all it's going to do is allow disencouragement, questioning your training, flip-flopping training programs, and just quitting overall and inconsistency, because you'll start to think, what's the point? He's so much bigger than me. What's the point? Clearly something's not working. I'm putting all this effort in. There's no point. And I want you to evade that entire thinking process by just focusing on progressive overload and real competition with people at similar levels to you. So the one tip I've got is just stop consuming bullshit on social media. Every time I've had an unfair comparison, I'm worried about my genetics, it's because I've seen something on social media. So I just stopped looking at that shit. And instantly I feel better, and instantly I can focus on my own progress and competition with people that are at a similar level to me. And that's where I, one, feel the happiest, and also make the most fucking progress. So do that. 3, I want a mindset flip. Instead of being unhappy that you don't have the most elite genetics, I want you to actually feel grateful and happy that you have shit genetics. And that makes no sense. Happy that I've got shit genetics, that just makes no sense. Listen, right? The worse genetics you have, the better transformation you're going to make. Let me say that again. The worse genetics you have, the better transformation you're going to make. Because we already talked about before, you're going to achieve your dream physique if you put the effort in, if you put the work in. You hear that phrase all the time, hard work beats talent every single time. So it's clearly true. You're going to achieve the dream that you want. So it's just a matter of time. And if you have shit genetics, you start at a worse level and you achieve your dream physique. This space is greater than if you had good genetics and you achieve your dream physique. So your transformation is going to be better. And when your transformation is going to be better, you're going to inspire more people. Be more proud of the journey that you've been on. Be happy that you did this. Girls are going to look at you and think, you were a fucking loser, now you're fucking jacked. That's insane. And you're going to flip people's perspectives of you more greatly, which is going to have a better impact on your life. So start being grateful for your shit genetics. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard work. It's going to be hard work for anyone. But your transformation is going to be better. Your drastic change is going to be better. You're going to be proud of the improvements that you make because you know it was harder for you. So start feeling grateful for it. You've got an opportunity here to actually flip the script. You've got an opportunity here to think, you know what, I'm going to build an insane physique regardless of the shit hand that I've dealt. Fucking hell, bro. You're going to do that regardless. Right? And again, it's that rags to riches story. The people that are always the middle class never achieve great success. It's the people that have the fucking shit lives that they hate it that much that they propel themselves so much more forward and actually achieve the great success, money, physique, whatever it may be. So feel happy that you're in this situation. You feel that unhappy with your current genetics, current situation that's going to propel you forward. Would you rather be someone sat in the middle, mediocre, okay with their physique and they never get up here to where you're going to get to? No. Just like you'd rather be poor than absolutely rich than just middle class your entire life because they never get the realization that they could be better, that they want to be better. They never work hard enough. You will work hard enough because your genetics were piss poor, yeah? You'll work hard enough because you don't have the elite genetics and you'll beat everyone and it will feel so much better. The fruits will be so much sweeter because you know you've worked so fucking hard for this. So, flip it. Use it to motivate you. When you are encountered by like a temptation, you know, you want to cheat on your diet, you want to go to sleep a little bit later, you understand that no, my genetics will not allow me to get away with it. They won't allow me to get away with it. So I will choose the right decision every time. You can use your poor genetics and then motivate you to make the correct decisions. And the person that makes the right decision will trump the person that doesn't every single time, no matter what scenario they're in. The universe is already forgiven. If you make the right decisions more often than the other person, you will do better. And you can use your elite genetics to actually motivate you to stay consistent and stay disciplined. I haven't got elite genetics, so I'm not going to eat that fucking donut because I'll get fat in 2 days. You know? Like, think like that. And as long as it's always maintainable and reasonable, you'll do fucking great, bro. And the final thing is focus on your gains. Have goals specific to you. This is where I'm talking about. It's important to have goals, but don't make it time constraining. So you want to achieve something. You want to bench 120 kg by the end of the year. You want to reach 85 kg body weight on your first bulk. You want to get 10% body fat. You want to look lean. You want to look jacked. You want to be able to take your shirt off on holiday and feel fine. You want to go to a social event and actually feel included and respected. And you're going to do that through your physique. You have specific goals that you are focusing on yourself, and that takes all the external bullshit away. When you're so obsessed and utterly driven towards something that only you understand, only you care about, only you can actually do, then all the external bullshit of who's got better genetics than who's got that, it goes away. It goes away. Because they're not you living your life. They don't understand what you've been through. They don't understand what goal you want to get to. It's just you and this fucking goal. And when you work towards it relentlessly, and when you achieve that, it feels amazing. And it's like when you focus on this, and instead of the elite genetics thing, it goes away. You forget about it. It's like when you, I don't know, break up with a girl or whatever, or your situation shit falls through, but then another girl comes along. You instantly forget about that bitch, right? You instantly forget about her. Go away, I've got this new girl who's slightly more attractive. Brilliant, right? You forget about her. But if this girl didn't come into your life, you'd be instantly just thinking about, oh, she's with this other guy, or what's she doing now, what's this doing, blah, 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 blah. And then you live in a happier life. When you've got something new to focus on that's like literally accustomed to you, and you focus on that thing all day, you'll forget about the elite genetics and you'll just want to achieve the goals that you set out for yourself. And that's such a happier life, and you make so much more progress doing that because, again, you're streamlining your focus into one specific area. That's how to deal with not having elite genetics. I think this is extremely important for your mindset, because when you're constantly worrying about, oh, this guy's bigger than me, this guy's bigger than me, it's the natural order of life. Not everyone could be elite. Not everyone could be the best. And this whole thing of like participation medals and stuff like that convince you that you're born the same as everyone else when you're not. Some people have an advantage. Some people have a disadvantage. It's just how it is. It's how we deal with the situation, the hands that we've been dealt. Because everyone can achieve success, but not everyone starts at the same point, right? So it might be harder for you, but you've got to understand that it is possible, that there is positives to it. Reframe your situation and achieve the goals that you want. That's it. Because when you look at other people's genetics, it convinces you, my training's not working, or, my physique isn't good enough, I'm not good enough, I get disencouraged with my training, what's the point? Then you're going to fall off. And that's going to be the worst thing for you. Falling off this path is going to be the worst decision you ever make. I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I think it's through building the great physique, because building the great physique allows me to attract more women, allows me to have more friends, feel more respected, feel happier in my own body. I look in the mirror and fucking smile, bulk or cut, I don't give a fuck. I have something to smile at. I'm proud of what I've done here. And I want you to feel the same thing as well. That's why I have my product in the description. I think it's the best product I've ever made. Always biased, it's his own product, go buy it. True, I'm a bit biased, but I think it genuinely helps people. There's a reason there's a community in there to provide competition. People like you, you've been trying to get your friends in the gym, and they're just not having none of it, and it annoys you so much because you know how good it is, and you want your friends to succeed as well, but you can't make them succeed. I have direct message access to me, to an influencer that cares, right? Because fitness coaches charge thousands of pounds for that, to get held accountable by their, influencer who runs the business. I'll do that for a fraction of the price. Holding you accountable, giving you advice, specific detailed advice. I have my Instagram and TikTok in the description because I want you to message me. All my DMs are open. Message me. I won't leave you in the inbox like another influencer that maybe has a bit more followers. I won't leave you in the inbox. I'll make you seen. I'll make you care. I will help you for free. And that way you trust me and show that my advice works. That's what I want to do. Help you achieve your great physique. So don't let not having elite genetics hold you back in your mindset or your training. Now, I was about to say my fucking phrase and I forgot my phrase, bro. Without further ado, have a good session. Even if it's legs for me. Fucking kill me. Gonna have to do some heavy squats today. And I will see you later.